Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from RazoRock. This one here is What the Fuck. This is a lime burst, and it is a fairly hard soap. I do mean it's fairly hard. There it is. Most of these tubs that you can get, the soap will pop right on out of the container there. And so if you like to put it in something different than what it's already in, like I say, it just comes right on out. You could even face lather with it just the way that it is. I scrape mine out, put it in a bowl, but like I said, this one here, this is Lime Burst, and there's 3 other flavors. No. What the Puck series, I think total in 8. 8 different flavors, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 8. So there's quite a few different flavors where you can get What the Puck that's in a hard soap. And I think there's one other one that's What the Puck, but I think it's a shaving cream as opposed to the hard puck. Yeah, I think I got that straight. I'll have a link down below to Italian Barber if you're interested in finding one of these hard pucks. I don't think this particular flavor is available anymore, but there's, 4 other flavors that are still out there. I'm going to follow the shave up with the Pinaud Lime Sec. Thought that would be a pretty good follow-up. I really enjoy this scent. It is pretty nice, at least for my nose it is. Shaver of the day, I'm going to be sporting an iKon. This one here is an open comb. I don't know if the camera picks up that as well as I'd like for it to, but you can also see the underside there, what it looks like. And there's no overhang for those that shave underneath their nose. Haven't done that in forever and a day. Blade of the day, that's going to be, they ship these out with some Astra blades. This one here happens to be the old stock, if you will, as goes for the ink pen on the blade. It just comes in a plain wrapper. I got it whipped up here with a, now they got a little bit of shaving cream on it. This brush is from the Heritage Collection. Like I said, I have a link down below where you can check all kinds of different brushes out. This one here is an Everready 200 with a synthetic knot in it, and it's been whipped up in a wooden bowl. This one here is made out of walnut. The gentleman that makes these anymore, I don't think does them, unfortunately, but yeah, pretty nice wooden bowl there. And it's got concentric rings in there, grooves in there that helps hold the, not only helps hold the soap in there, but also just kind of aids in whipping up the lather real quick. I wanted to put a hot towel to the face this morning, and I guess you might say continuing on with the green scent again. This one's Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Holiday, Christmas, I'm sorry, the Christmas Preshave Cube. I ordered the holidays, it's on my mind. It should be on its way here pretty soon. It depends. If you've ordered anything of recent history, and so you'll understand that if it's by the way of USPS, the tracking number may update in a timely manner. It may not update in a timely manner. Just all of a sudden, boop, everything shows up and then it's on your doorstep. But anyway, around here where I'm at, I guess you might say, where the area I'm in, I guess just wasn't big enough to be included in a full route, and so we are usually the last ones to get mail. And here of late, just to get regular letters, in other words, letter type mail, as opposed to packages, they can come as late as, here in recent history, I've got it as late as 6 o'clock. So, and that's just letters, that's not packages. Sometimes it's not uncommon to see one mail carrier in the neighborhood that is delivering letters and packages at the same time, then another one just delivering packages. My neighborhood's not that big, but as it goes for the square part of earth that it's in, the whole quarter section of land is not fully developed. The other part of it's farmland, or I should say ranch. In other words, there's livestock on it, as well as they grow some hay. But yeah, I'm right on the edge of the city limits of Tulsa and Broken Arrow. At least it's not county line where I used to be. I used to be just really close to the county line in between Tulsa County and Wagner. So that really complicated things also. Still in the city of Broken Arrow, but in a different county. Same city, different county. Broken Arrow straddles Wagner County and Tulsa County. So services can be kind of fun sorting all that out. Even though I'm right here in the city, Tulsa, the school system is in Broken Arrow that we go to. So anyway, just one of those things. Guess it'd be about a week ago, Jim Co. put a video out, and it is one of those things that probably, it is a kind of a sharing thing, if you will, talking about things that really irritate you. And there's a lot of things right along that series that I could go on and on about what it's like when you're living in areas like that. In other words, the city or the county, is it going to do something with the road? It needs to be widened, has been for the past, gosh. I mean, for me, this one in particular, I can think of probably for at least the past 15 years, this needed to be widened. The only thing they've done is widen just a little bit, just a tiny bit at the intersection. That was it. It needs to be widened. The traffic backs up for a half a mile or so during quote-unquote rush hour. On Saturdays, it's just like a rush hour almost all day. It's backed up. But anyway, major street, just 2 lanes, 1 lane going each way. Anyway, we'll get back here to the shave. Jim Co., I need to leave a comment on that video, but this shaver, I like. I don't think I've mentioned this. All the handle and all the heads are, I guess you might say, a satin in color. Works well for me. I think this setup looks good. Sometimes in other shavers, when they're offered in satin, I'll choose a different color, a different finish, but this one here, I appreciate this one here being satin. It just seems to work. I think it has something to do with the fact of the handle. Sometimes satin on a particular kind of handle looks good, and sometimes it doesn't. And to me, I think this handle looks good, satin, or a matte finish, if you will. This soap, if you have not used RazoRock's What the Puck, this soap is very hard. I use a baby spoon. It's a metal spoon to scrape it out and put it in a bowl. And when I press it down in the bowl, I add just a little bit of water to help make it easier to spread. But it is a hard puck. It's going to last you a while. So if you're one of those that like to shave with a bigger knots in your shaving brush, this would probably be a good one to use, because it's going to take a little bit of work to make it all go away. The soap, it just, how can you say, lathers up pretty easy for me, even with the synthetic knot, and it does seem to want to last quite a while. Even with it comes in puck form, it also comes in shaving sticks, and the sticks are, you know, just as hard, if you will. Not that they're hard to, difficult to lather up by any means. I don't have any problems with lathering them up. Kind of feel like they're well made. This whipped up pretty good, at least for my standards. But if you're lathering straight from the puck, to me, I have a tendency to like to use a bore knot. It digs in there pretty good. I don't mind if it takes me just a moment or two longer to whip up my lather with a hard puck, but for some folks that might be a little off-putting. For me, it's not. I enjoy watching it mature as it goes through its stages. For me, it gives me an idea how the soap is when I go to lather it up, when I might want to either add more water or leave it like it is and work it some more. With these soaps being different ingredients, they do have a tendency to lather just a little bit different. I do enjoy bowl lathering over face lathering. For me, for whatever the reason, I've just not been very good at it and just don't seem to be quite as enjoyable as working it up in a bowl and just painting it on my face. This soap is pretty, how can you say, creamy. It feels creamy. In other words, when you're working around on your face, seeing how the shade's going, see what's left over. I probably could have, once again, it's been pretty typical with iKon where you can work that second pass. If you change up your normal routine, that could have probably been your final pass as opposed to a 3-pass shave. There's not a whole lot left on my face. So far as goes for the shave, oh, I should mention this is first use on a blade. I've been, in other words, always putting in a new blade. That way, I guess you might say you get a good representation of how the shave will work for you. The shave has been pretty smooth so far. I guess the grain's probably going to be the real test. This is so smooth. Feels very creamy going on. I still got some water left in the knot there. Alright, here we go. I don't feel that this is aggressive. I would say on the medium side of things. Depending on what blade you're using, for some folks it might lean towards the upper end of medium. Yeah, I would think so. But still a very smooth shave. Just a little bit of feedback. I think they, in my opinion, they got a pretty good price. For some folks, I guess I probably should have done this earlier in the series. If you're interested in getting this before Christmas. This is a pretty nice setup. I mean, when you're looking at getting the whole razor for about $35 if you're picking up 2 heads. I think they're selling about $25 a piece. And if you could have caught the slant head, the blemish one, I think it was selling for 15 bucks. And typically, the blemish one that I had picked up quite some time ago, I really couldn't tell a whole lot wrong with it. It may be that the tolerance for the blade was a little bit off, maybe. In other words, you may have to just take a tiny bit of adjustment. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It looked fine. It works just fine. But sometimes, you know, a blemish might be just something cosmetic, and I couldn't find the problem with mine. Now, maybe I got lucky and got one that didn't really have much of an issue with it. Maybe some others were more obvious than what mine was. But I first got mine quite some time ago. Gosh, probably over a year ago. Well over a year. Face, I mean, it's still very slick. I mean, not all hard pucks, how can you say, are like Williams mug soap. It's probably more known for difficulty of lathering, but my post-shave feels always felt pretty good with Williams mug soap, and this soap here is pretty good, and it's inexpensive. I think how can you say, the everyday price is, I think, $4.99, basically $5, and you can catch it on sale from time to time and buy the whole series. And I say series, in other words, it's been grouped up in 4s. So you can pick up all four, sometimes I think right around 12 bucks, something like that, maybe a little bit cheaper. I think $11.99 was about the cheapest I remember seeing it at, and as well as the sticks also. Just a little bit of steam. This time it's way back over here. To me, it's an enjoyable shave. I enjoy using it. I like lime. That lime scent, it comes right on off that puck. There's no mistaking that it's lime. My nose doesn't pick up any other scent. There's probably something else in it, but my nose is not sophisticated enough to know what it is, but I definitely pick up the lime. See, this one came out with, see, there was what, a blue one, and which was a barbershop, if I remember right. And then you had an orange one, citrus, which, once again, just love those kind of scents. Then, of course, then there was the lime, and there was one other one, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. Those along with the first series. Second series has got, what, blue, gold, green, and black. All different kind of flavors. Nice cooling effect this morning. Just awesome. And this, as goes for, if you haven't tried this, typically, let's see here, this is 12.5 ounces or 370 milliliters. And if I remember right, this is around, I'm wanting to say, maybe 10 bucks. It might be 12, could be cheaper. Depending, once again, what time of the year you're buying this, but it's a great value. And I mean, it is lime. They make another one also that is citrus musk. That would be another one that you could probably use right along with this. So it's inexpensive, in my opinion. The scent doesn't last forever by any means. Depending on your nose, I know my wife's nose pretty good. She can pick this stuff, you know, well after the fact. For me, in other words, by the time I wrap this up and go ahead and start trying to get this thing to upload and all that sort of thing, I don't smell it anymore, but it's probably because it's, you know, on me. About the only thing I know that I can smell on a regular basis, you know, after the fact, 4 or 6 hours after the fact, is beard oil, because it's right here in my nose. I think I'm going to put some more on. I think I probably ought to show you what the restrictor looks like. I should say this is also in a plastic container. But boy, I sure do like this scent. Uncle John has a pretty good lime scent. And there's a restrictor. It's not real big. So don't have to worry about too much pouring out at one time. But great stuff if you're looking for lime. I had a great shave this morning. Still working real well. I got one more to do with this one here with iKon. And it's the OG1 head. It's a unique one. In other words, it's got a safety bar on one side, open comb on the other, and just the way it's shaped and everything on the head. Throw that one in there on my next video. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.